Imagine putting something behind your ear, tapping a button on your phone, and suddenly the world just gets easier to follow. Voices pop out of the background, TV's clearer, and you're not constantly saying, "What was that?" all day. That's the promise of these two brand new OTC hearing aids from Flysound. The Pure Hear Pro H8 and the Nature Pro H9. And today, we're going to see what they're like in the real world. I'm Andy from MrYouWho. If you're new to the channel, I test tech in real life, especially modern over-the-counter hearing aids and audio gear. We don't just sit in a studio reading specs, we take this stuff out and about. We go to Gold Coast, Brisbane, on the streets, the beach, in noisy cafes, and see if it actually makes a difference. Now, we're very excited to be reviewing these as well. So Flysound reached out to me after seeing some of our OTC hearing aid reviews and sent over their two newest models. They've only just come out, so I'm really excited to be one of the first to try them properly. Guys, this is a medical advice, and I'm not an audiologist. These are OTC devices for mild to moderate hearing loss. But I'll give you my honest experience of how they sound and how they fit into everyday life. In this video, we're going to unbox each one, go through design, fit, and features, test the AI noise reduction and the Bluetooth out and about here on the Gold Coast. We'll dive into the Flysound app as well, so you can see how the personalization works. And then at the end, I'll compare the H8 and H9 and tell you who I think which one is best for. And guys, as always, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we're giving giveaways at the moment. So check the links below for multiple chances to win. Anyway, let's start with the Pure Hear Pro H8, which you can see just here. So out of the box, the H8 immediately looks like a classic behind the ear hearing aid, but with a modern twist. You've got the charging case and drying case, the two hearing aids themselves, different size ear domes, a USB-C cable, a little cleaning brush, and this anti-loss lanyard that clips onto the aids. What about dropping them? We've also got a remote control here too, which you can use separately from the case or the app, which allows you to control your hearing aids, which I think is excellent. The hearing aids themselves are light, with that traditional BTE shape that hooks behind your ear, as you can see here, and a thin tube that runs into the ear canal. It's a nice neutral color, so it blends instead of shouting, "Look at me." When you pick them up, you can feel they're solid and without being heavy. So here I'm going to put them on. I put the H8s on and you can see how they sit over the ear, tube in, same side each side. And that's it. You can put glasses on, wear hats, everything sits normally. And also straight away I can hear my voice amplified too, which is great. I sound a lot clearer than normal. And look at them as well, they don't scream hearing aid as well. They come across very conversational, which is good. They just kind of disappear into the side of your head. Now in these, they're actually using AI-powered noise reduction engine with multi-channel processing. So what this basically means is, it doesn't just make everything louder, it tries to separate voices from background noise and keep things clear. The H8 platform can give you around 60 decibels of gain with a wide frequency response of up to 8 kilohertz. So basically what this means, guys, is soft consonants and detailed speech are easy to pick up while still keeping things comfortable as well. Now, one of the really clever parts of these new models is the case. So in the case here, you've got the remote control, which sits just there. Now you can take this out, you can use this to manually change your hearing aids modes and also the volume. But this is also just a power bank as well. If you pop the H8s into the case at night, it doesn't just charge them, it automatically dries and sanitizes them as well. I think that's fantastic, isn't it? So if you've been walking outside, sweating or living somewhere humid, like on the Gold Coast, the electronics get a little spa session every time they're in there. And you put them in just like that, it's great. So yeah, already I can feel the comfort of these. They feel really, really nice. And they also come with an anti-loss lanyard as well, which I mentioned earlier. So this comes on the H8 and also the H9. So if you're worried about losing your hearing aids, popping out of your ear, put this around your neck and you've got no issue as well. And I know my nonna would love to have that too. Actually, let's go and show you what it's like actually wearing the H8, actually outside. So here I'm using the hearing aids outside and I've used the outdoor mode and it sounds a lot better. The reason being is I'm near a busy road just there. The car's going past, you can't hear as much. So I have a conversation next to me and it sounds a lot clearer because I've pressed it. Now you can use the remote as well to change the modes as you're walking around. It works very, very easily and it sounds very good. So wasn't that great? Didn't you see about how it picked up the amplified speech but reduced noise where it mattered? And that was part of those 4 modes. But now I want to jump into the H9. So Nature Pro H9 is built with the same family, but with a slightly different vibe. And you can see it's just there. So you get a very similar layout. Charging and drying case, the two hearing aids, the USB-C cable, the different domes, cleaning tools, and again, the anti-loss lanyard. But you've also got the remote control here as well, which you can see just there. Hearing aids themselves have a more sporty skin tone style. They're still behind the ears, but they look a lot more like the open ear headphones that I've actually reviewed on my channel. So you could use these at the gym, potentially, or as hearing aids. So I put the H9s on just now. So like that, so the first one goes into the ear, just like that. Get the second one, pop it in, and it goes into the ear just like that. It's that easy. And again, they feel so comfortable. Look at the seal there in my ear. Look at them fit right in there. And they're sitting over the ear. And they look like sports earbuds actually, rather than hearing aids, which I think is great. Now again, you've got the remote control as well, which you can use, which we've spoken about. And again, you're looking at similar kind of specs. You've got AI noise reduction, app control, Bluetooth streaming, the whole bit. And you've also got water resistance too. So this is IP68, which means you get a bit of water, dust on them, and they'll be fine as well. So they're great. And look, they don't move at all in my ears. And coming forward, they literally look like sports earbuds, not hearing aids. So an important thing to do with the hearing aids is actually try the different modes that are available. So when you're indoors, you've got the general mode or the indoor mode. General mode's good if you've got like a television playing in the background, can reduce the noise. It's as simple as using the app or holding down the remote and pressing the button, and it changes the mode. Now straight away as I'm using it, I can hear, it reduces the outside noise. If I go and put on indoor mode, again, it increases the conversation around you so you can hear people clearly, and that's more loud, so you can hear the difference straight away. So the modes are great to change the environment. Now let's go outside and actually use the outdoor mode and the smart mode right now. Hey guys, I'm using the hearing aids out walking here with Brisbane behind me. Now they sound great. Now use the control to change between the different scene modes. So you've got outdoor mode, smart mode, and also the indoor modes. Now we're going to use those obviously here, but as you can see, I use it, turn it up, turn it down, and I can't hear the building works going all around me. It sounds really good. So great hearing aids for outdoors and exercise use. So here you go. So how is it using those different modes? They work very well, and using the remote control is also perfect too, because it gives you full control over what you're using. And there it is just there. So you've got the volume for the hearing aid, and you've got the mode on there as well. You can also find them by pressing the button too, which is absolutely great. Now let's go and use the app to control the hearing aids too. So now I want to talk about the hearing app that you can use, the Flysound hearing aid app, which you can see just here. Now the great thing about it is it's very easy to connect, but it also allows you to customize your hearing aids depending on what you want. So we're using the H9 on here. Works very similar for the H8. So as you can see, you install it. Now what you can do is you can then do a hearing test where it gives you sounds and it tests your exact hearing profile. Once that's set up, you can actually go and have a look at the actual hearing aid. So here's the hearing aid H9. As you can see just here. So you get the left and the right earbud, you can see fully charged. You get the volume controls, which you can use on the app, but remember you've also got the remote here you can use too. And here is the smart sound switching. So I've got indoor at the moment. So essentially indoor means that I'm talking to you guys and I can't hear the fan going on above me, which is great. So that means it's for quiet conversations. If I switch to outdoor, it's going to increase the noise reduction level to high, and I can't hear that fan going on behind me. So it changes it depending on the environment that you're in. Noisy is also general, which we spoke about earlier, and you've got smart mode as well, which changes depending on your environment. So you can see that it doesn't have noise reduction level, which means it's adapting depending on where you're at too. So very good app to use. It's basically a companion to remote control. You've also got your history records on here that you can use, your remote fitting, your hearing aid fitting, and also your last location as well. So you can actually track where the hearing aid is too, which is really good. So yeah, a good, pretty much straightforward app that you can use, and a bit about yourself there as well. So it's also the same with the H8 as well. So there's the app for the Flysound hearing aids. So I took them for a proper walk around the Gold Coast. Out on the street with traffic noise, both the H8 and H9 did a good job of making the person next to me easy to hear without making the whole scene painfully loud. With the AI noise reduction active, the roar of cars and the general rumble drops down a bit and the voices stay front and center. But you've also got the remote there, which you can use as you're walking along. So as you can see, I used this when I was out. So I can use the mode. So say, for example, I want an indoor mode. I can press the mode and it reduces the noise cancellation for indoors. But say I'm a busy cafe, I press it again and it reduces the noises out there. And again, pressed it for outdoor mode if there's traffic. So you can use that But you can also use this to actually turn the volume up and down, which is great as well. So I really love it. Down the beach, walking along with waves and wind, I could hear the environment. I still knew I was by the ocean, but the hearing aids are trying to keep the speech clear. Wind noise is always a tough one for microphones, but the AI system and the way the microphones are arranged do a respectable job of knocking it back. So you can still talk to someone next to you without constant aha moments that you sometimes get. Now let's talk about comfort and battery life, because these are two things that will make or break everyday use and is so important with OTC hearing aids. Both models come with dome sizes in multiple sizes, and getting the right fit is absolutely key. A good seal gives you better sound and helps keep whistling under control. Once I pick the right tips, I can wear both the H8 and H9 for long stretches without hot spots or that blocked ear pressure. Being IP68, I wasn't worried about sweat when we were out walking or a bit of spray near the beach. Now guys, on a full charge, you're looking at around 14 hours of use with each of them. Now, if you put it in the case, you get 70 hours in total before you have to plug it in real life. There's also a quick charge effect. A short top up gives you several hours of listening, which is great if you forget to charge them and need to dash out. There's some things I really like as well. There's wear detection built in, so they only really kick in when they're seated properly, which is great. And when you take them off, they drop into sleep automatically. So you're not sitting there hissing on a table and you're not burning battery. One thing I really like as well for parents and carers is this little remote. Helping someone who hates fiddling with tiny buttons on their ears, you can quietly bump left and right volume, switch scene modes, even answer a call without reaching behind the ear at all. And if you're worried about losing them, especially at the beach or in a shopping centre, it's a simple anti-loss cord. Clip it on and it pops off, it doesn't vanish into the sand. Now the AI noise reduction isn't just a blanket filter, it reacts to what's happening. So constant stuff like traffic hum gets pushed down, but sudden bangs, a truck, dishes clattering, drop really quickly as well. You still know that happened, but they're not as harsh. And the spec side, both models run a 50-channel processing engine with dual microphones. I'm not going to pretend I can hear 50 channels versus 24, but what it means in real life is better steering of the noise reduction, voices feel easier to pull out of the mess. There's also an optional sound support mode in the app that can take the edge off tinnitus by adding gentle background sound. It's not a medical treatment, but for some people, the extra layer can make the ringing less noticeable. So, after using them both for a while, how do the Pure Pro H8 and Nature Pro H9 actually compare, and which one should you go for? For me, the Pure here Pro H8 feels like the everyday workforce. It's very straightforward and feels like the one at hand to a parent or grandparent who just wants great conversations, clearer TV, and something that gets on with the job without drawing attention. It has all the smart stuff: AI noise reduction, app customization, Bluetooth, drawing case, anti-loss lanyard, the remote control, also the drawing case as well, but it looks a bit more like a classic hearing aid. So if they're more comfortable with that, as you see the more classic look, that's the one to go for. The Nature Pro H9, on the other hand, feels like the more modern lifestyle focus option. The sound in my ears was tuned a bit more for overall fidelity. What that basically means is music and podcasts sounded especially nice, and the slighter, sportier skin tone makes it one I pick if I was out about traveling, going to the gym, doing long walks. Guys, if you want to have more of a sporty look, then these are the ones to go for. But again, they both picked up very, very well with hearing aids. Both of them are smart OTC hearing aids aimed at mild to moderate hearing aids. But in my testing, they definitely helped make voices easy to hear and took a lot of the effort out of following conversations, whether that was in the home, in a busy cafe, or out on the Gold Coast. So what's my overall take? The Flysounds in your Pure Hear Pro H8 and Nature Pro H9 are very promising additions to the OTC hearing aid world. You're getting proper AI noise reduction, app-based personalization, Bluetooth streaming, long battery life, and some genuine thoughtful touches like the drying and charging case, the anti-loss lanyard, the map-based finder, and also that remote control so you can use them without having the case. It really is incredible. And all round, the sound was great. My dad used these, he has hearing loss, and he said they worked very well as well. So if you started noticing you turn your TV up higher than everyone else, or you're asking people to repeat themselves more often, you got something that could pick up online without a prescription, feels modern and smart, then both of these are worth a serious look. Pick the H8 if you want a solid classic option, or pick the H9 if you want a slightly more stylish design and you're going to lean to streaming and all-day wear. I'll leave links down in the description below, guys, if you want to check them out. So what really impressed me is how easy this OTC hearing aid is to use. Flysound even offers a free remote fitting service. It delivers performance comparable to very expensive prescription hearing aids, but at a much lower cost. It really is great. Great job, Flysound. Really enjoyed working with these. And let me know if you want individual videos about each of these as well. And also, if you've got any questions about how they might work in the restaurants, walking outside, the four different modes I've got on them as well. But drop me a comment. I'll be glad to help. And check out our hearing aid playlist. Anyway, it's Andy from MrYouWho, and thanks for joining us at the channel.